Hello my friends, welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis, thank you for checking out this video. If you're someone who's new to this channel, thank you for giving it a chance. I ask that you please take a couple of seconds, hit the subscribe button, and get ready for all things WWE here on this channel. We have a great community so far. I mean, it keeps growing week after week. We're putting out videos every single week talking about Raw, SmackDown. Sometimes we throw in NXT. We definitely talk about all the PLEs, which is what we're doing in this video today. We are talking about things that happened at Money in the Bank. First of all, right out of the gate, that intro was amazing. The very top of the show, it was kind of like cartoony, old school, had like a jazz type thing to it, and then it broke down to the hip hop section. You got the cartoon Gritty in over there. Like I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Got me kind of hyped for the whole show. I loved it. First match of the night, Money in the Bank men's match. I remember saying this in another video. I thought that match should go first, so I felt good about it being number one. I was like, all right, cool. Maybe I'm on the right track here tonight. All the predictions I made in my last video, I'm like, maybe I'm going to hit some of these or all of these. I was hoping for all of them, obviously, but yeah, Money in the Bank was cool. Great match for the men. Yeah, Chad Gable, I thought it was kind of cool. He came out, and during his theme, the crowd was chanting, "You suck," but like in the way they would chant it for Kurt Angle, like to the rhythm of it. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, well, what if this sticks and catches on with Chad Gable? I mean, Chad Gable did amazing. He looked phenomenal. And I was a litlittle surprised, honestly, that the Wyatt Six did absolutely nothing in that match or even on the whole show. I was expecting something out of them. And I don't know. That was a small miss for me. I thought we could have seen something there. I would have liked to see something there from the Wyatt Six. I mentioned in my other video maybe Logan Paul costing LA Knight. That didn't happen. So I don't know. I feel like we missed a couple of opportunities of adding just a little bit of an extra thing in there in some of these matches, and it would have made it even better. But those things didn't happen. Jey Uso did not win Money in the Bank. It was actually Drew McIntyre. I remember mentioning it in another video that I thought he would win. And when he won, I was like, okay, so maybe my mind is on the right track for what WWE is going to do. So Drew McIntyre wins men's Money in the Bank to start the show. And, yeah, it was a great match overall. I loved it. I mean, that spot Andrade and Carmelo did, the inverted Spanish fly off the ropes onto the ladder was insane. Probably my favorite moment of that match. Drew McIntyre winning was cool. And we're going to get a little bit into the whole cash-in thing later on in this video. I mean, next up, we had Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn. And by the way, first of all, before we get into that, I should have mentioned this. The host of the night was Trish Stratus. I love seeing Trish Stratus. I mean, she's always been one of my favorites, childhood crush, still kind of is. I love Trish. I get why they brought her in, to be the host. It was like her home country, all that kind of stuff. But I just felt like the things that she didn't really hit for the crowd. It didn't really hit for me at home. It was it was all right. It was kind of cool. It was cool to see, to have her there. But I don't think it really added anything extra to the show. But, I mean, hey, A for effort, right? Awesome that they thought of her, they thought of bringing her in, and I'm glad she did it. She looked, amazing. So, yeah, and maybe there was a little bit of a tease later on in the show with her that we could maybe look into, maybe, hopefully. But yeah, Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn. Here is where, and it stinks that it was only the second match of the night, but here is where it kind of took a little bit of a turn for me. This match for me, I was not really that big of a fan, especially the way it ended. I said in the last video, I don't think Braun Breaker should have lost, should be losing right now, and especially not clean. So that's exactly what happened. Braun Breaker loses the match, and he lost cleanly to Sami. Nothing happened in that match to make me think that Breaker should be losing. Like, there was no interference, there was no distractions, there was no referee getting knocked down, and I mean, nothing. There was nothing. It was straight up like, they had a match, Braun Breaker loses. To me, the way you've been building Braun Breaker up for the past, couple of month, whatever it is, this destructive animal that nobody can put down or stop or maintain or anything. Like, nothing. Like, nobody can do anything. This dude was going around wrecking every single person, anybody he wanted to, with ease. He would just crush people. And then for all of that, just for him to lose to Sami Zayn, who, and it's not even a disrespect to Sami Zayn at all. I would be saying this about anybody he's in the ring with, Braun Breaker. It had nothing to do with Sami. It's the fact that you built Braun Breaker up like this just for him to lose, not easily, but with not much difficulty. It only took one haluva kick. I don't know. I just that didn't really sit well with me. And I remember after the match was over, I kind of felt like I was a little bummed out a little bit. It's stupid. I know it's stupid to feel this way, but I was just like, damn, that kind of just like took the air out of me a little bit. I was like, I was expecting Breakker to win, but even if he wasn't going to win, I expected something to happen. I would have even taken a double DQ or a double count out or something, just something to protect Breakker a little bit, because now to me, he kind of seems just like almost like another guy on the roster, just like, he's beatable already. After you built them all up like that, he's already just another guy who's beatable. I don't know. I just didn't really care for it. Trish Stratus then announces that she kind of teases, "Hey, last time I was here, I had some cool moments in this building. I did this. 1 year, I had a surprise partner," and I'm like, "Ooh, we talking Cena?" And then sure enough, John Cena's song hits. He comes out, and I'm excited. I'm like, "Cool, what's he gonna be up to?" And then I read his towel, and I'm like, "Oh, no, the last time." And then his shirt was saying last time. It said farewell tour on the back. It said after this, you can't see me. I was blown away. I was like, no. And I'm already coming off of feeling bummed out about the Breakker thing. I still haven't even come back up from that. And then I see this. And like to be honest here, like hand up, like I was never a John Cena fan. I mean, I'm with the majority of people. Like during the prime of his career and his pretty much the whole course of his career, after he left the whole rapper gimmick and he went to the PG Cena aimed for kids kind of thing, I was one of those people who didn't like him, and I didn't like how he was always shoved down our throats and the pushes he would get, the titles he would win, the way he would win every single match. I didn't like him. It was not only until just recently, a few years ago, when he started to like slowly get away from that and actually go to Hollywood and pop up here and there, is when I appreciated him for what he's done for the company, for what he's done for the business in general. So it's one of those classic cases of like, you'll miss me when I'm gone type thing, and you don't appreciate me while I'm here, which is kind of like what it was for me with John Cena. I didn't really appreciate him when he was here until recently when he left, and he's come back, and anytime I see him now, I get excited. I'm like, oh, awesome. We're going to get a Cena feud. We're going to get a Cena match. We're going to get a Cena promo or something. So I definitely appreciate him now, and I appreciate everything he's done for the company and for the business as a whole. So it kind of bummed me out a little bit. Like I knew he would be done. Like this was towards the end of his career. Like I get it. He's winding down. His body's getting older. He's going to do movies in Hollywood. I get all of that, right? And I expected it to happen at some point, but the way it just like just bluntly just happened right yesterday. Money in the Bank, like, nope, like this is it. I'm announcing it. I'm done. I'm retiring. Like this is it. I'm like, wow. That's kind of hits me a little bit. That sucks. Well, Cena goes on and says that, the 2025 Rumble, the 2025 Chamber, and the 2025 WrestleMania will be the last ones he'll ever compete in, which bummed me out. And it actually led a lot of people to believe that WrestleMania 2025 is going to be his last match or appearance ever. When, if you watch the post conference, which I never really watched the post conferences, but I watched it, Cena mentioned that he didn't want to confuse people when he said that. He actually is going to work all the way through 2025 December. Like he's going to work for that WrestleMania, but he's also going to work the whole rest of the year. He said like between 30 and 40 dates, which is a very big deal. That's a lot of time. That's a lot of dates to be working. So he definitely is having the farewell tour, and it's happening next year. So Cena, if you're somebody who loves Cena, if you're somebody who is late on board with Cena, or somebody who really doesn't like Cena, either way, I would just ask you to just take a moment and appreciate what you see from him next year in his tour, retirement tour. I think we're going to get some special moments. I think we're going to get some special opponents. I thought about maybe 3 people I would like to see him face at WrestleMania. If it's going to be Cena's last WrestleMania, to me, what I would like to see Cena do is face either, I got to go OG here, you got to go Randy Orton. And I know that might not excite a lot of people because we used to see it so much, and that both of them at the end of their careers, it won't do much for either one of them. But I think it would be kind of cool to see Cena in one last go-around against Randy Orton one-on-one at WrestleMania. I think that would be pretty fun. Cool, nostalgic way to close the door on him. That would be cool. I would also either like to see that or Cody Rhodes. I think would be a really cool opponent, especially if Cody Rhodes by that time is a heel or something. It'd be kind of cool dynamic to see here. Even if Cody's not a heel, just seeing Cody versus Cena at Mania, it's almost like a passing of the torch. Hey, Cody, this is like your company now kind of thing. And there's parallels between the two, so there's a lot of comparisons. So I could see that would be cool. And my third option would be, and I'm still on board with this guy, I hope we all are here, I would love to see Cena at WrestleMania, in his last WrestleMania, face Braun Breaker. And I'm picking Braun Breaker specifically here because I think Braun Breaker is going to be the future of this company. I think he is a big deal. I'm going to try to wipe out the loss against Sami Zayn at Money in the Bank, and I'm still going to think and put all my eggs in that basket, thinking that he's going to be one of the top players in this company for a very long time, and I just would like to see Cena, whether he beats or loses to Breaker at WrestleMania next year, it would be a huge moment for Breaker, and it would put him over. And it's almost like one of those things, like even if you lose, you still get put over while you lose. I think that would definitely be a cool idea for Cena. We get a segment backstage with Priest going up to the guys in the clubhouse, the Judgment Day in the clubhouse, telling them, hey, no matter what happens out there, if Drew cashes in or not, this is all me. Just leave it to me. I don't need the help. I don't want the help. I got this. Just let me have this. And and Finn has this look on his face. He pauses for a second. He's like, okay, sure, no problem, buddy, kind of thing. And then Priest says, cool, and he leaves. And then Balor just stares off, and he's just like, the camera's close up on him, and he's just like, whatever you want, boss. I thought that was pretty cool. We all know that's coming. I know we've mentioned it in the videos before. A turn is coming. Something is happening. I think maybe even the Judgment Day kicks out Priest on their own would be kind of cool. Maybe we see them all attack him or something and boot him out of there or whatever it is. But that is crumbling, and it's happening fast, and we are going to get Priest versus Balor at some point here. I hope they do Balor right, man. I hope they give him a push. That's always been Triple H's boy. I would love to see Balor go back to what he used to be, jackets and the demon and all that kind of stuff, or a character change. Still Balor still has the demon in his back pocket, but I think that'd be pretty cool. I can't wait to see what they do with Balor. I hope that they book him better than what Vince McMahon booked him. That's all I could say. We got Priest versus Rollins here. Priest and Rollins, this match I was really looking forward to this thing, and I felt like it was pretty sloppy. I did not really care for this a lot. There was a lot of botches, bad timings, and didn't really care for it. I know Seth's been gone for a couple months, but man, I don't know if their chemistry is just not good, or someone screwed up, messed up, forgot something, I don't know, but it was not great. And then, of course, that botched pin at the end. I don't know if Priest forgot to kick out or if maybe Priest thought, hey, I'm supposed to lose, and then Drew comes out. But it was rough. I did not like the way it looked. In the middle of the match, or towards the end, I guess, after that botched kick out, McIntyre comes out. He cashes in, makes it a triple threat, which I nailed my prediction on this. I pretty much got as close as you can be nailing something here. Drew McIntyre cashes in the middle of the match, where I heard a lot of people theorizing and saying that he would cash in after the match. I was one that said, no, make it in the middle of the match. That way it can be a triple threat, and we can get a no disqualification rule in there because it's triple threat. And then that's when Punk comes out. And that's exactly what happened. Drew McIntyre attacks Seth, and then Punk comes out after Drew looks like he was about to win this thing, and Punk just unleashes wrath all over Drew McIntyre. It's a failed cash-in. Priest gets back in there. He beats Seth Rollins ultimately. The whole thing was kind of a mess. It was sloppy. It didn't look great. But we get the idea of what happened here, right? And so Drew McIntyre fails his cash-in. After the match, Rollins looks like he's very pissed at CM Punk. He's like yelling at him while Punk's on the announce table. This could be where we're getting the Seth Rollins turn. Maybe Seth Rollins channels in a little more of his angry side here. Maybe Seth Rollins becomes the heel, so that when Punk is done feuding with Drew, whenever that may be, he can now go to Seth Rollins, or Seth Rollins maybe inserts himself into this feud. I hope not. I hope we get just Drew and Punk for now, and then Punk versus Seth after that. I mean, that'd be amazing. I do want the character change for Seth Rollins. I hope it happens. I hope he does it. I hope he becomes back as a heel or starts showing these heel traits. I need it to happen. I need a character change for Seth here. I'm kind of over what he's been doing. I want him to come back with a little more aggression, be a little more mean. I want the heel Seth Rollins, and I hope we get that here. But I think by Punk doing this, that's what's going to trigger Seth turning into the heel. Remember what we all it was like the post conference in Scotland where Punk said, "I'm going as long as I'm breathing. I'm going to make sure Drew McIntyre never wins that title." This is why it made me think that this was going to happen. And I know a lot of people are upset. It's a wasted cash in, but I've been thinking, I think they're going to do something different with these Money in the Banks this year. Priest just held onto that briefcase for a very long time. Like, he just cashed in a couple of months ago. Like, that's how long it took him to cash in. And I don't think WWE wants to go down this road of McIntyre holding on a briefcase or somebody holding on a briefcase for a long time. If you look at it, Gunther is most likely going to win that World Heavyweight Championship, so they probably want a good, lengthy title reign out of Gunther. And then, of course, the Cody Rhodes thing, I don't think someone's going to cash in and beat Cody Rhodes. And not only that, if you have Solo Sikoa face Cody, if Solo becomes champion, you're not going to have someone cash in on Solo. If Roman comes back and wins that title from Cody, you're not going to have someone cash in on Roman. So they're kind of stuck here with Gunther and that trio of whoever combination is going to be as WWE champion, where it kind of made no sense for somebody to hold a briefcase and try to cash in, because if they were to cash in maybe 6, 7, 8 months down the line from now, they still probably would have failed on the cash in. So you might as well do it here to make it, use it in a storyline between Punk and Drew to further that. And I know a lot of people are upset about the wasted cash in. I personally am not. I don't think it would have made sense, especially with the champions that we have now or about to have. You want to have good title reigns for those guys. So I just don't think the Money in the Bank would have made much sense for somebody. On the women's side, I'm bummed out I missed out on this one. Chelsea Green did not win the women's Money in the Bank. It was Tiffany Stratton. Happy that Stratton won it. I like Stratton. I'm glad she won it. I think she's going to do a fine job with it, but I definitely loved my idea of Chelsea winning it, and it was kind of like an underdog, nobody expected it type thing, and in her home country would be cool for her to win it, and then also be one of those annoying people with the briefcase. You could have done so much with that. And then her cashing in and failing would have been awesome. Like, as bad as that sounds, but it would have been cool. Would have fit her character perfectly, but she didn't win. It was Tiffany Stratton. Happy for her. Very cool that she won, and I think Tiffany's going to do a great job with that briefcase. That spot though, when Chelsea was on top of the ladder at the very end, and she gets pushed off by Stratton and falls through those two tables. Whew, that was amazing. Another thing I was pretty accurate on here: the Bloodline match versus Cody, Kevin, and Randy. Match was okay. I mean, it had its cool moments. It wasn't amazing. Didn't blow me away. But Bloodline win, and it was Solo who pinned Cody Rhodes. So this maybe gives us Cody Rhodes versus Solo next month at SummerSlam for the title. And I think maybe that's where we see Roman come back. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, it was okay. It wasn't like the best or anything like that, but it wasn't terrible either. So Cody Rhodes loses. He gets pinned by Solo. I mean, what else really is there much to say about this? I don't know. It was fine. I'm glad Solo won. It made the Bloodline look better. It made Solo look more fearful. I mean, he looks better coming out of this match, being able to pin and only deliver one Samoan spike to Cody and winning that way. So he pinned the champ. You want to build Solo up. The crowd was screaming "F you, Solo." It's working. It's getting there. It's gaining some traction here. You got to get him there. You got to build him up. You got to have him on the top level so that when Roman comes back, people can take this feud seriously. I liked it. One quick thing. I wonder if we're going to get Wade Barrett involved here with the whole CM Punk thing. I mean, they are teasing this thing heavily. I mean, they have Corey Graves stepping in and breaking up the whole Seth Rollins and Punk yelling match. It's weird. There's something about it that's strange to me. Like, what if Corey Graves teams up with Punk and faces Wade Barrett and Seth Rollins? Wouldn't that be a weird match? But it kind of fits. Or maybe Wade Barrett and Drew McIntyre versus Punk and Corey Graves. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they're not going to get that at all. But that would be interesting. 2 SmackDown commentators going against each other in tag matches. Weird dynamic, but it's just strange to see these announcers get involved here. Like Wade Barrett, after the show was over, he was on that analyst panel with Big E and Jackie Redmond. He's over there saying that he's not going to say any more about it. His thoughts are the same as it was before, but he's been fined and reprimanded about it. So something weird's going on here. We're going to get Barrett versus Punk at some point. That's interesting to me. I don't know. Something is happening with all of this. I don't know what yet, but I wouldn't turn a blind eye to this yet. I think we should all look into this guy. I feel like we got something going here. That's it for me, guys. Overall, pretty solid pay-per-view. If we are grading this out of 10, which I would love for you all to leave in the comments what you would grade this PLE. I am going to give it, maybe, all things considered, a 6.5 or 7. I might have said that on the last PLE, but this one was okay. I expected more out of this PLE. I expected more people to show up, like the Wyatts or Logan Paul. I expected Breaker to win, Chelsea. If some of these things happened, my grade will probably be a little higher. But overall, it was a pretty solid PLE. I'm happy I watched it. It was great. I mean, I don't regret watching it, and I'm happy for the things that did happen. But yeah, I wasn't blown away by the PLE, but I didn't hate it, so it was fine. Let me know what your grade was out of 10 for this PLE. We can do points. We can go point whatever, 6.4 or 6.5, whatever you want to do. Just put it in there. All right. We're going to come out with more videos. Monday Night Raw is going to happen tomorrow, so I will put out a video either tomorrow or Tuesday about it. I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. It was a great weekend for me. Got to relax, enjoyed some PLE, spent some time with the family, 4th of July, all that cool stuff. But back to the grind tomorrow. So I hope you all have a good rest of your weekend. Have a good week. But we will be talking to you this week as well. So, hit the like button, comment on this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. We'll see you in the next video. Until we yeet again, my friends, stay bitter.